most people to name a band's greatest song, and they'll usually pick the one everyone knows. Ask the band themselves, and sometimes you get a very different answer. Tonight, 10 songs that became the defining, signature hit of an artist's entire career. Songs that made them famous, followed them for decades, and are still the first thing most people think of when they hear the name. And 10 artists who, at some point, publicly admitted they couldn't stand playing them. This isn't gossip. Every story here comes from the artist's own words, in interviews, over the years. Let's start with the band that tried to bury their biggest hit entirely. Number 1, Creep, by Radiohead, 1992. But I'm a creep. For years, this was the song that made Radiohead famous, and also the song the band seemed most uncomfortable being known for. Tom York has spoken openly, in multiple interviews over the years, about growing tired of the song's shadow over the rest of the band's catalog. There were long stretches where Radiohead avoided playing it live entirely, even as audiences continued to request it above almost everything else they'd written since. York has been quoted describing the experience of performing it repeatedly as something the band genuinely dreaded, even while acknowledging its importance to their early success. But I'm a creep. The tension makes sense once you consider the band's own trajectory. Radiohead spent the following decades deliberately pushing into more experimental, less commercially obvious territory, while Creep remained, for a huge portion of their audience, the song. It's a strange position for any artist, the song responsible for your entire career becoming the one part of that career you're least interested in revisiting. Number 2, Stairway to Heaven, by Led Zeppelin, 1971. It's regularly cited as one of the greatest rock songs ever recorded. It's also a song Robert Plant has, at various points, expressed genuine fatigue and even resentment toward. Largely because of just how inescapable it became. Plant has spoken about growing weary of the song's cultural weight, at one point referring to it dismissively in an interview as essentially that bloody wedding song. Frustrated by how a complex, deliberately written piece of music had been flattened into background noise for graduations and receptions. For long periods, he was reportedly reluctant to perform it at all, and Led Zeppelin's live sets sometimes noticeably avoided leaning on it the way audiences expected. There's something almost ironic about it. A song that took real ambition and craft to write, gradually reduced in the public's mind to the song radio stations play on a loop, the song bar bands butcher, the song everyone claims to love but few people actually still listen to closely. The artist most responsible for its existence seemed, for a long stretch of his career, to feel that flattening most acutely. Number 3, Brown-Eyed Girl, Van Morrison, 1967.
Hey, where did we go? Days when the rain...
This is one of the most quietly stubborn refusals on this entire list. For decades, Van Morrison avoided performing his most commercially successful song, reportedly viewing it as a piece of early, relatively simple songwriting that didn't represent the more serious, complex artistic identity he spent the rest of his career building.
In the misty morning fog with a heart
He's referred to it in interviews as something closer to a throwaway, from early in his development as a songwriter. A song written quickly, without much of the ambition he'd bring to his later, more critically celebrated work.
A brown-eyed girl.
For a long stretch of his touring career, it simply wasn't part of his live set list, despite being, by a wide margin, the song most casual listeners associate with his name. It's a useful reminder that commercial success and an artist's own sense of their best work don't always line up. The song that made Van Morrison a household name to millions of casual listeners was, for years, treated by Morrison himself as barely worth revisiting.
Now that I'm all on my own, I started just the other day.
Number 4, Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana, 1991. This song didn't just make Nirvana famous. It effectively defined an entire era of rock music. And Kurt Cobain, by numerous accounts from those close to him and his own public comments, grew to deeply resent exactly how much it came to define him. Cobain reportedly felt uncomfortable with the song's transformation into a stadium anthem, at odds with the more raw, underground sensibility he valued in the band's identity. He's been quoted expressing frustration that audiences, in his view, often missed or ignored the song's actual lyrical content in favor of simply shouting along to it as a generic rock anthem. There are accounts of him deliberately playing the song differently live, almost sabotaging the parts audiences loved most, seemingly out of discomfort with how thoroughly it had eclipsed the rest of the band's work. It remains one of the most significant rock recordings of the last several decades. But for the person who wrote it, its overwhelming success appears to have become less a triumph and more a kind of creative trap he never fully found his way out of. Number 5, Karma Chameleon by Culture Club, 1983. This song became one of the biggest global hits of the entire decade, and Boy George has, at various points over the years, expressed genuine ambivalence about its legacy. I'm a man without conviction. Viewing it as almost too compared to the more provocative image the band cultivated elsewhere. I'm a man who doesn't know. He's spoken about the song's relentless pop simplicity as something that, while undeniably effective, sometimes felt like it undercut the more interesting, more challenging aspects of Culture Club's identity. Reducing a genuinely boundary-pushing band, in some listeners' minds, down to one impossibly catchy sing-along. You string along, you string along. That tension between commercial success and artistic self-image runs through more than one story on this list, but it's especially pointed here. A band built partly around challenging expectations, whose biggest global hit was, by design, about as inoffensive and universally palatable as pop music gets. Number 6, Wonderwall by Oasis, 1995.
By now, you should have somehow realized what you gotta do.
Ask almost anyone to name an Oasis song, and this is what they'll say. Ask Noel Gallagher, who wrote it, and you'll get a noticeably more complicated answer.
I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do.
Gallagher has spoken publicly, more than once, about his mixed feelings toward being permanently identified with this one song above the rest of his catalog, joking in interviews about being introduced, seemingly for the rest of his life, as the Wonderwall guy, despite writing a wide and varied body of work across Oasis's career and beyond.
I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had it out.
There's a specific kind of frustration in his comments. Not that the song is bad, but that its overwhelming ubiquity, particularly among amateur guitar players learning it as one of the first songs they ever perform, has somewhat flattened its meaning and reduced how seriously it gets taken as a piece of songwriting.
You're my Wonderwall.
It's a different flavor of resentment than some of the other stories on this list. Less about hating the song itself, and more about the exhaustion of being reduced to a single, inescapable moment, no matter how large and varied the rest of the work actually is.
By now, you should have somehow realized what you're not to do.
Number 7. Old Time Rock and Roll by Bob Seger, 1978.
Just take those old records on the shelf.
Here's a detail that surprises a lot of people. Bob Seger didn't fully write this song. 2 other songwriters brought him an unfinished demo, and Seger reworked the verses, but, by his own account, was never entirely satisfied with the final result. Reportedly considering it one of the weaker tracks in his catalog for years afterward. Despite that, thanks in large part to its unforgettable use in a famous film scene, it became one of the most recognized rock songs of the era, inescapable at parties, weddings, and classic rock radio for decades since. Seger has spoken with noticeable lack of enthusiasm about the song in interviews over the years, a strange position for an artist whose name is now permanently tied to a song he didn't fully believe in when he finished it. It's one of the clearest examples on this list of a gap between commercial fate and artistic pride, a song its own performer viewed as merely fine, that the public decided was unforgettable. Number 8, Kokomo by the Beach Boys, 1988.
There's a place called Kokomo.
This song became a massive, unexpected #1 hit late in the Beach Boys' career.
That's where you wanna go to get away from it all.
And it also became a genuine point of internal tension within the band itself. Brian Wilson, the band's primary creative force for decades, wasn't part of writing or recording it, and members of the band, along with many longtime fans, have described it over the years as feeling disconnected from the more ambitious, artistically serious work the Beach Boys were known for at their creative peak. Some band members have spoken about the song with visible discomfort in later interviews. Uneasy about a lightweight, tropical-themed pop song becoming, for an entire new generation of casual listeners, their most recognizable and commercially successful single. Eclipsing far more critically respected work from earlier in their career. It's a strange kind of success story, a song that reintroduced an aging band to mainstream relevance, that several people inside that same band seemed genuinely unsure they wanted credit for. Number 9, Every Breath You Take by The Police, 1983. This might be the most misunderstood song on the entire list, and Sting has spent decades, in interview after interview, trying to correct that misunderstanding. Despite becoming one of the most popular wedding and love songs of its era, Sting has repeatedly and pointedly explained that the lyrics are not romantic at all.
Every step you take, I'll be watching you.
They're written from the perspective of a controlling, obsessive figure watching someone's every move.
Every single day.
He's expressed real, ongoing frustration with how thoroughly that darker intent got lost, watching the song embraced at weddings and anniversaries as a tender declaration of love.
I feel so cold and I long for your embrace. I keep
Essentially the opposite of what he intended to write.
crying, baby, baby, please.
It's not that Sting hates the song musically. He's spoken with pride about its composition. But the persistent, willful misreading of its meaning has clearly bothered him enough to keep correcting it publicly, decades after its release. It's a fascinating kind of artistic frustration, not regretting what you wrote, but watching the world fall in love with a version of your song that never actually existed. Number 10, Hotel California, by Eagles, 1976. And we'll close with a song widely considered one of the greatest rock recordings ever made. A song Don Henley has, at points, expressed real weariness toward. Largely because of just how much cultural baggage and constant reinterpretation it accumulated over the decades. The song has been endlessly analyzed, theorized about, and misread by audiences searching for hidden meanings the band never intended, and Henley has pushed back publicly, more than once, against some of the wilder interpretations that took hold over the years. Beyond that, simply performing a song this magnitude, night after night, tour after tour, for decades, appears to have taken its own toll. Henley has spoken candidly about the strange experience of being permanently tied to a single 6-minute recording from relatively early in a much longer career.
But you can never leave.
10 songs, 10 artists, one theme running through every single story. Sometimes the song the world falls in love with isn't the song the artist would have chosen for themselves, and there's very little they can do about it once it's out in the world. That's 10 of the biggest songs in rock history, and 10 artists who at some point publicly wish the world would let them be known for something else too. Here's my question for you. Does knowing an artist resented their biggest hit change how you feel about the song itself? Tell me in the comments which one of these 10 surprised you the most. I'm pinning my own answer below this video. If you enjoyed this look behind the music tonight, hit subscribe. There are a lot more stories like this waiting to be told.